You're in the market of buying a house. These are 7 homeowner myths. I bet some of these myths may answer some of those questions that you have in the back of your mind. Stay tuned.
Abraham Sandberg. Caroline Keller Williams.
It's Nico here from Neighborhood Sellers, powered by Keller Williams. Like I mentioned before, are you buying a house, first-time home buyer? The thing is, you don't know what questions you can get away with asking because you're embarrassed or listen, this video is just for you. These are 7 commonly made statements, questions, myths in the homeowner buying process. So let's begin. I can't afford to buy a home now, right? Listen, if you pay rent, you can buy. I had a client close about 2 months ago with his homeowner's insurance and his taxes on top of his loan. He pays $1,600 a month for a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom house. It's a split level basement. He has his man cave down there, 2-car detached garage, everything you can imagine. $1,600. Here in Bergen County, 1-bedroom apartments start around $1,500. 2 bedrooms, $1,600 to $1,700. You can pay rent, you can buy a home. Should I wait until the real estate market gets better? Fact. The long-term factors, not the short-term market, are what makes the real estate one of the most stable investments. I read a quote earlier today by FDR, Franklin D. Roosevelt. Let me read it to you. Real estate cannot be lost or stolen, nor could it be carried away. Purchased with common sense, paid for in full, and managed with reasonable care is about the safest investment in the world. Franklin D. Roosevelt uttered those words. Food for thought, okay? I don't have money for a down payment. I can't imagine how many times I've heard this month, and it's the 7th already of the month. 7 days in a month, I might have heard it about 15 times, at least 3 times today, talking to 2 different clients. I was in the same shoes you are in right now. When I started looking for a house, I was in the market for buying renting a 2-bedroom apartment in Bergen County, and I was looking to spend, I think it was $2,500 or $2,600 a month. My realtor asked me how much money you make. I told him. He goes, "Why don't you buy?" My first, I'm getting all worked up because I'm just remembering what changed my life. The first things I said to him was, I don't have $80,000 to $100,000 laying around in my bank account. I thought you needed 20% down. It's far from the truth. You can get a loan with putting down as little as 3 to 3.5%. Yes, 3.5% in many cases is all you need. For a home that's $400,000, $14,000 is your down payment on it. So, you don't need that 20%. I can't afford my dream home. This is great. So, the fact is, buying a home and building equity puts you closer to that dream home. People don't think about that. A lot of people, they may be single, just have a spouse, or even a child. You don't need to buy a 5-bedroom home right away. Buy a starter home. Buy something small. Build the equity and use that equity towards the new purchase for the new home. Here's an example of another client of mine. He purchased a home in West Milford about 6 years ago. I remember this. He was single. Six years ago, I was renting an apartment. Bought a house. That house he paid, I believe it was $135,000 in West Milford. 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom house, small house. We just sold that 3 weeks ago. $274,599. That same home in 6 years. He just bought his forever home with his girlfriend, soon to be wife. So think about that. Think about what equity can do to get you closer to your dream home. Here's another one I hear all the time. I can't buy a home. My credit isn't very good. A loan officer, here's the fact, a loan officer will help you in many, many cases, help you with those credit challenges, and can give you different options in a loan. Here's another story about me. When I bought my house 3 years ago, my credit wasn't very good. It wasn't, 800 credit score. It wasn't what I thought you need to buy a home. So the challenges of me not thinking I needed had enough money or my credit. So I spoke to my loan officer. My loan officer, who did not charge me for this, told me a couple things to pay off. My school loan, I had $2,100 in school loan, a couple bills here and there. In 6 weeks, I raised my credit score almost 100 points. In 6 weeks, my credit, where I went to from I didn't think it was good, which qualified me for an FHA loan, that credit score was enough to get me into a house at a lower interest rate. Think about that. Buying a home seems way too complicated. Fact, that is where I come in. Nico from the Neighborhood Sellers. I will guide you through every step of the home buying process, putting my local expertise there for you. Put me to work. Now, listen, if I'm not in your local market, out of state, contact me. I know agents all over the United States and in some countries as well. So you never know. I helped a client sell his ski lodge in Alaska. He spoke to an agent I knew. I helped a client buy a home in Italy because I knew an agent in Italy. That is where a real estate agent is your biggest resource because we know what questions to ask. We know what to do to help you not have all that anxiety. And the last one, should I wait to buy a home until I get married? Now this one here, we'll go back to my friend in a bit, and I call my friend, all my clients end up being real close friends of mine. Again, so getting into game is the key factor, right? Getting into the game of real estate is the key factor. If your future wife or future husband, or your future spouse doesn't like that home, rent it. Make that as an income property. Take that money that you renting and put it towards the purchase of a house or sell it. That's what my client did. He bought it as he was a single guy. They knew they wanted kids. The house was going to be too small for them. So they sold it and they took that equity and they purchased a new one, a forever home. Guys, if you have any questions, comment my page. If you like my videos, like them. Subscribe to my channel. Any of my videos are here to educate you. I try to make sure that I can give you all the tips and know-how to get around the real estate business.
Subscribe to Daddy's channel.